So, a lot of things that wild out.
So the Rockwilder,
you gotta do it.
That got your name out there popping. And now you had the hip hop shit on Smash. You did the Jay-Z record. They were both out at the same time to do it again record. And now you go to doing the Lady Marmalade, and did that come right after, or Janet came and then which Janet Jackson record did you do?
I did like 5 joints on the All For You album.
That's great. Now you explain how did you?
The Janet story is the craziest story ever because one day, like, I used to always do tracks up in my crib, and you know how you have that wish list when you produce them. Usually like, all right, I'm gonna get this to somebody, I'm gonna get this to somebody, get this to somebody. So I was in there with my brother. My brother's like a real Janet Jackson fan. So I was like, yo, Dale, I said, yo, when I get these joints to Janet, you know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, the Rockwilder was already out. But I was still like, you know, just dreaming, still like, all right, hopefully I can get produced with them, I can produce with them. And one day I was sitting there in the car, and Ellis called me again, and Ellis was like, yo, you driving? I said, yeah. He said, you gotta pull over for this. I was on the highway. I was on the Clearview. I never forget, pull over on the highway. And he said, yo, man, I just got a call from somebody who said, and I quote, that, yo, I don't know who this Rockwilder guy is, but Janet Jackson is looking for him.
Hold up.
He said Janet Jackson is looking for him. I don't know who he is. I don't know if you are his representative, but I need to find him, and he needs to be somewhere at a certain time of night to call Janet Jackson. So when I spoke to her, and she was just like, she said, yo, she said the Red and Meth song, I love it so much. And she was like, what are you doing like in the next few weeks? I said, well, you know, I'm in the studio. She was like, nah, I need you to pack.
Yeah.
She packed me up, sent me out to Minnesota, like put me up in a crazy hotel, gave me my own rental car, drove me the flight time. They had my name on the door. And we did the Janet Jackson album, All For You.
That's crazy. So were you nervous at that session? Like
I was very nervous because I didn't know what I was going to do when she walked in that room. But we were talking so much before then.
Okay.
I think the calls was like really like the craziest because we would talk like at 6 o'clock in the morning and would talk sporadically all day, just about everything. You know what I'm saying? But she used to always say like the Red and Meth song. She was like, I never moved. She said I never moved like I've ever moved before until I heard that song.
What the fuck is Janet Jackson?
What kind of conversation?
Janet Jackson says she's never moved. Oh shit.
She said,
what?
I'll never forget them words.
That's crazy. I know you was like, God.
I was like, can I play for you right now? Let me see the moves.
Yeah, but
Teach me some moves.
Yeah, she was mad cool, man. Like, she was mad cool. Like, that whole experience, that's when I worked with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, that's when I came back. It was kind of like I came off the mountain, like with Moses with the commandments. I just felt like, all right, yeah, I'm been learned from like some of the best in the world of music.
It makes history.
They made it history. So you know they gave me their blessings and they sent me back to the hip hop game. And then after that, Lady Marmalade came and rocked.
So you was after you was with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, you was ready for Lady Marmalade.
Yeah, it was everything was happening like it was all at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So you know like while that was going on, you know Missy had told me about the Lady Marmalade project, and you know, and she was like, "Can you do it?" And I was like, you know,
What do you?
No, for real, to tell you the truth, I didn't like Lady Marmalade, the original. Because I hated minor chords. I don't know why. I never was a minor chord fan. I was always a major chord, happy chords.
Okay, right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, she said, well, can you do it? I said, well, if you lock me in a studio for 24 hours, I can do the song. You know what I'm saying? So she locked me up in there. I made a mad order, all these keyboards that I wanted. They brought them to me, and I put it together. 24 hours on a beat, though.
Yeah.
You could like listen to it like all day and just put a snare here.
Change the snare. 16